Yeah.
You're looking it up.
Yeah, there's... I did a lot of think. You know what it's like.
There's a lot to catch up on.
You know what it's like when you're out on the open road.
It's my life.
It's just you, the wheels rolling,
a prisoner
sound
of the freeway.
Road. Yeah, exactly.
Prisoner of the white lines
sound
on
of the
freeway.
road under your sound of the road under your wheels.
No regrets, Coyote. We just come from different sets of circumstance. You know what I mean?
And just the.
Yeah, you're
well,
doing
in my
Springsteen.
case, the Big Sur coastline going by.
Yeah. Well, similar. I was on the way to Regina.
Right.
It's very similar.
That was great when you were like...
Well, it's similar.
I was like, played San Francisco tonight. You were like, yeah, I'm in Red Deer.
Yeah.
Similar energy.
Well, better catering. I'll tell you that much.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
You should have seen what they supplied.
I bet.
It was unbelievable.
We had a nice dinner backstage.
Well,
probably not as good.
No. Less deep fried stuff, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
ours was deep fried.
I bet it was.
Yeah. Chicken and potatoes were deep fried.
Why would anyone?
I didn't eat that before the show, let me tell you.
Well, we just talked about the burrito incident at Malcolm's wedding.
Oh, yeah, well.
How are you meant to perform
I can't
those
say
circumstances?
That on the air.
Anyway,
I got a lot of thinking done. Talking with some friends.
Well, when you're on the road, you got a lot of time to yourself.
Some real music heads.
You kind of do your own time. I find kind of like jail.
I was doing time.
Yeah. You do your own time. People are like, "How's Alex?" And you're like, "I don't speak to her on the road. Like I'm doing my own time. It would only make it harder."
Dude, you want to know what's really weird? This is a really interesting one. So, you know how sometimes when you're on tour or something, you sort of feel like you're in an alternate dimension. Like a little bit, we're like you're people at home. Like you're not really talking to them. You feel like close with your band, but like you're not like constantly speaking with.
Well, I like to think of it as a more kind of like a hunter-gatherer pack.
Sure,
you're in a pack.
Yeah,
all you have to do is go from place to place, get there, eat, play the show. Mm-hmm. Done. Very accomplished. Don't speak to anyone on the road. Do my own time.
Yeah.
Continue.
So. Something weird happened. I was kind of feeling this way. I was like, I talked to you a little bit, but I was like, I haven't really talked to anybody else. And I have a few threads.
Well, presumably as well, you were focusing on the tunes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I have a few, threads on my phone. One
threads?
is a hockey thread.
You got threads, right?
That is, so I'm in the car driving back to LA.
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of just feeling like I was
listening to going to California,
disconnected from my life here in Vancouver temporarily.
Yeah.
And this text thread starts lighting up.
Yeah.
With hockey talk about the Flames Oilers game,
Battle of Alberta. Yeah.
And I look on my phone. I'm like, I'll check the score. Mm-hmm. Look, there's no game that night. So I was like in a kind of parallax view. Yeah. So I'm like, in this other world, there's a game tonight, and these people are all my friends, and they're all talking about it. Mm-hmm. I still need to ask Mike about what was going on there.
So did you not get the messages until the day after?
Well, that's kind of what I think happened, but I had service, I know what was going on. And so anyway, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ignore this because that's happening there and not here.
Yeah, it's that border might only be a couple of centimeters thick, but it's feels like years.
Well, we watched Parallax View last night.
Oh, good.
I'd never seen it.
It's a phenomenal movie. Yeah. Did you like it?
Loved it.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Alan Pecula, right?
Yeah. Paranoia trilogy.
Clute.
All the President's Men.
Parallax View might be the best one. That opening scene on the roof of the Seattle Space Needle.
Amazing.
Where there's no sound.
Yeah.
It's like you're witnessing it as if you're like kind of seeing it from inside.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Warren
Clute's
Beatty. Damn good.
Young Warren Beatty.
I really like Jane Fonda and Clute a lot.
Actually, I got to say something here. Someone said, I'm back on Instagram, by the way.
Hey. Good for you.
Oh, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
You get to learn about all the cool things that are happening.
Yep.
In the world. Someone said something about they take a shot of scotch every time I bring up that John Berger quote.
Which one?
The one about, art being playing for grown-ups.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I bet
there could be quite a few good drinking games for this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, there it is. And I'll continue to say it.
Good.
But, I'm sure you could do the same thing with Parallax View and the amount of times we've brought up the Pecular Paranoia trilogy.
Sure, for sure.
You know, we're kind of like the fourth movie.
Or when I say the word Kerouacian.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a word
I came up with. I don't know. Maybe not.
What about, anyway, you've done a lot of thinking.
So I did a lot of thinking and a lot of discussing with some, I was out with some real heads.
Hepcats?
Hepcats, exactly.
yeah, exactly.
And
when you're down there, you can barely avoid them.
No, you can't.
That's where most of them go.
Yeah, and I was in a van with
most of them go there to work in bars.
Yeah. Well, these people...
Well, they go to be musicians and actors, but they end up kind of in like fleur-de-lis, whatever you desire kind of situations.
Yeah, and although I don't often like to change my scores, we got into some of the... Yeah, it was a little boring
nitty-gritty.
I discussed with them the ranking system.
Yes.
And we got to talking. I went through the scores, and everything seemed good.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, looking back, only because he's sitting at the top, that the Bowie ranking might be a bit high.
I'm pretty sure you just miscounted it. Honestly, if you just get a calculator,
let's start there.
Based on doing Prince, and I was like, he scored really high, and then I'm thinking like, he only got 83. Like,
yeah. That's the next thing we'll have to talk about.
It's possible that you just the controversy.
Yeah, I haven't even heard anything about this. Yeah. Why don't you explain it right now?
Yeah, I could do. One thing I would say here is obviously welcome to Impossible Way of Life, your classic rock podcast that it's bi-weekly podcast. That I think it's important to say that like we're getting consistently a lot of kind of messages from patrons. Always can deal with that. That's fantastic. Love that. Thank you. DMs, Instagram. I'm playing shows and people are showing up and they're like, they've got things that they need to get off their chest, clearly about our ranking. And it sounds as though that's happening with you too.
Yeah.
I would urge people to do, and I'm trying to be positive here, really am, because we're trying to build a community. There is a link, I think, in our Instagram bio to like a subreddit. You guys could all go on there and kind of converse together too. Like this is something that we can grow as a collective, as a community, as a kind of Woodstock style, like love-in being. Like, it doesn't have to go through us. You're all as good at ranking as us. Like, you're all as good. Your opinions are as valid. And I think it's something I'd love to go. My dream would be to go on the Impossible Way of Life subreddit. Because I don't really understand how these things work. Someone actually set it up for us. And see people talking to each other about ranking. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that. Because it's important work.
Well, I'd like to say, now that you think about this, I'd like to pose a question to the audience.
Kind of an Alan Watts style.
I'm going to do this.
You're kind of doing it that way, like a koan, a riddle, maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
You gave them an action to do. I'd like to actually rhetorically pose a question.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, nice.
And I might do a post about it too.
Yeah, I've been down in California.
We're upping the ante here at Impossible Way of Life a little bit, business acumen wise, a little bit. And there's talk. There's going to be a send out, a mail out to the patrons.
Yeah, there is. It's coming.
It's coming now, not now, but soon. And we're trying to decide. It's going to be a ranking card of sorts, and it's going to be an official Impossible Way of Life ranking card. And right now, I'm in talks with all our people,
different providers,
different people, about what to do. And I'll pose this question on Instagram.
This is going to be free to patrons.
Free,
by the way.
If you're a patron,
it's a good faith gesture.
I am literally going to go to the Shoppers Drug Mart with 108 fucking envelopes and send these off. So
this is
probably
a good faith
Get
gesture
a coffee
on our
while I'm out, maybe a bagel.
Your dollars working, your tax dollars, your Patreon dollars working for you.
Exactly. And here are the two options so far. So you message us, let us know, and I'm going to do it. One is a laminated ranking card with a dry erase marker also included.
Oh, yeah, in the deal.
Yeah, in the deal.
Twofer.
So that you can rank one artist. You follow along at home, you write their name at the top, and then you rank them, and then you take a photo of your ranking.
Yeah.
Post it, send it to us, and then you erase and you go again.
Exactly.
And then we can all compare our rank. We'll be sharing your
ranking
rankings. Exactly. The other option is more of a baseball scoring sheet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you can have multiple and impossible way of life pencils that we can get made, which I looked into quite cheap.
Yeah, quite cheap. That's important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I personally like the dry erase card.
See, I was really into the idea, I think we talked about this too, of like kind of more of a like LA Confidential noir Chinatown style kind of like baseball style, like where a pad where it's like a detective pad.
Buddy, that's going to up our weight.
Yeah.
Mailing weight.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea of it being kind of like, I have this like New York Times crossword calendar, and it's kind of like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it's you, like you're talking to someone, okay, listen, think about it like this. You're in like Little Dom's or Dresden or something. You're down there, you see Mark Ronson, you're talking to him, and he's like, well, you overhear that he's doing a song with Bruno Mars and Bootsy or something, and you're like, Bootsy, eh? Where would you rank him? And he's like, I'm interested. And then you, out of your like 3/4 length detective kind of like Inspector Gadget jacket, you whip out, because you got to look stylish to be in these places, your detective notepad and pencil,
buddy.
But and you're just like, let's go through this right now.
And then, but the good thing about that is you can give it to him as a souvenir, which he'll want.
Do that, yeah.
But no reason you can't keep your laminated card on you all times.
No, we're gonna need IDs.
And then what you do is you'd rank Bootsy Collins with Mark Ronson, and then you'd get a picture of him holding the ranking card, and you send it to us. You know,
and you'd get like people being like, "What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
what is going on?"
Oh, the cards are going to...
This is not a joke.
You know how...
What is going on?
These ranking card photos are going to be all over everyone's Instagram.
They're going to be in green rooms. They're going to replace...
You know when you're going down...
Cartoon dicks
people
in
dancing and things like that?
People dance.
Instead, in people's Instagram feeds, it's going to just be ranking cards.
Ranking cards, yeah. Old-timey ranking cards.
This is my vision, but you all can let me know if I'm wrong here.
Yeah. Well, only on the Sunday Patreon, like kind of, we firewall.
That's where the real ranking with the people who have the cards is going to get done.
100%.
Where you and I rank together. Us and you rank together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But quick shout out to, it always happens, which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That, my show in LA, we had... I'm really, really sorry that the third person who was there, I've forgotten your name. Send us a message. I'll give you a shout out next time. But
nice. You're such a man of the people.
We had Wilson from Home Improvement.
I was very excited that you got to meet Wilson.
As you call him, really nice
Real
guy.
name? Anyone know?
I think it might be Wilson Howard or something on Instagram.
It's a sick vibe.
Yeah. And John Lowell Anderson.
Oh, major player. Major player. Yeah.
Really sweet.
Been there from the start.
And you know what? Just community vibe. You know what he said? He said, not only he said, if you ever need a place to crash.
Unbelievable.
Which, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
Because, sure, we got these fur coats on.
Yeah, exactly.
We're up here doing this podcast, but at the end of the day,
I need to be loved out of it sometimes.
We're scared shitless.
I'm scared shitless,
We're
man.
broke
This
as
is our
fuck.
second gig ever.
I can't stay at the Standard.
No.
You know what I mean? So
I can barely stay at the
Hollywood Inn Express on Alameda.
I was going to say the
Alvarado,
sunset down on... I'm staying in Long Beach.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, out by the airport.
100%.
Burbank. You know where I went? Smokehouse. Ever been there?
No.
It's like kind of Musso's, Dan Tana's vibe, but out across the street from the Warner Brothers lot. Oh, on Larry Sanders, that's where they always go after the show. In Burbank.
Okay, even further.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like 1944, really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really
I mean,
good.
it's a world
Sleazy
unto itself.
as fuck, dude.
Well, that's what you're looking for. Also,
a shrimp cocktail and an old fashioned. You ever heard of a sleazier order than that?
No, that's like rock bottom.
Just dark in there?
Yeah, well, no, it's got to be dark.
Oh, yeah.
You're coming in, like Charlie Chaplin sat next to you with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
I've been really into...
Could I have one of those, please, Alex?
It's not 20 minutes.
Buddy, I need it.
Yeah.
Normally, the first one's a tall can. That's the difference in time.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I started drinking it before we hit.
How was your pool? Swimming pool
Had
thing?
a good swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
It's important.
Cut it short a bit because I was, as usual, my day was running a bit behind. But
you were kind of, because I feel like I've been Michael McDonald. I'm still Michael McDonald in the SCTV
I was a bit today.
sketch.
I had to send off some. Well, I produced and mixed a record that's going to be absolutely amazing for my friend who I just toured with.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just got the masters.
A lot of people are excited about that record. It's interesting, a lot of people in our community up here telling me about it all the time.
It's
telling me about his career, telling me that it's something, one to watch.
Mapache, the other band that he's in, I'm going to go and say it right now, and I mean this. I saw them at this festival we did at Big Sur. They're the best band in LA. Yeah. 100%. And I'm going to say,
we get Bleecker on
within a year,
this?
Potentially in America.
Yeah.
They sing and play, 4-piece band. I mean, better than I've heard.
Is this an IWAL official pick?
Yeah, and they've got a new record that's coming out now. They got another one already in the can.
Terrifying.
I mean,
productivity.
Like, I'm talking, endurance
high,
like live performance. Mapache, dude, technical high, natural, it's all there,
reasonably high,
hangability through the roof.
Yeah,
they got it all.
We've always said that we only hang out with people who score 100.
Yeah, I always say, and I said this on the road. If I'm ranking my friends, it's all 10s.
So you're concerned about the score David got. David,
I think that
dance, magic dance. I'm going to be hanging out with a 1-year-old. I'm going to England tomorrow.
Yeah,
and my sister has a 1-year-old. I've never met. My niece.
I'm so excited that you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I'm looking forward to playing Willow, my niece, the Labyrinth. Dance, magic dance.
Oh,
yeah.
How old is she?
One's old enough
That's
to
old
watch
enough
that.
to
He
see
steals
the
a
film?
1-year-old in it.
Yeah, that's good. I thought that
The Bog of Eternal Stench. Do you remember that? It's in the movie.
I haven't seen it in ages. Need to see it again.
I talked about it on the last episode that I watched it on acid once when I was about 17, and all the puppets were really obvious. Kind of scarred me.
Here are my thoughts, and I know this is going to be absolutely shocking to some people to hear, but this is the influence that talking with people.
Hey, listen, we never said that. I mean it. Everyone's as good as ranking as us. It's fine.
I think that,
let's cut him down
sex
a peg.
appeal.
Yeah.
It's a 9. I think it might be a bit like an 8, a bit lower.
Okay.
Only because of, for me, it's a 10. But I know that some people find the way he carries himself a little bit in sort of like, dare I say, like androgynous, somewhat, almost like an alien has taken over a human kind of vibe.
Sure.
Some people find that a bit like asexual.
Some people are a bit more trad, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if it's to do with like androgyny. That is sexy.
We're like 170 episodes in. I would say that I come off as trad.
Yeah, maybe that's not even the character or the category.
Well, my issue...
Live performance 10 is high. I think it's 9.
I think it's too high.
It's an 8 or 9.
Why was it 10?
It's too high.
Why
James
was
Brown's 10, Bowie's
Why
not
did
10.
we give him 10?
No, it's way too high.
We were on coke or something?
Yeah.
Like, what were we? We were like feeling ourselves.
I'm going 8. I'm going 8.
Of course.
Yeah. Hangability 8 also feels high.
David. Well, he's not.
I'm looking at all the 10s
he's
here.
He's certainly not a good hang in.
I'm going to keep Sex Appeal at 9, actually.
He's not
Forget what I said.
Okay, well, he's not a good hang in a labyrinth. That's all I'll say. He steals children. I said that it was high at the time, I think. Yeah. Because I said I don't know.
You know what else I'd say about his fashion?
Interesting.
Even though it's a 10.
Yeah.
I would say that at times, the fact that it's like, it seems like it's a character.
Of course.
That he's like, it's a bit forced. It's not like natural fashion. Like, like...
Interesting subset of fashion, yeah.
Yeah. That I might bump it down to a 9. That it's not just like effortless. He's putting in the effort. It's not just like...
Yeah. I also think that some of his, like, looks, as striking as they weren't great.
Yeah. Now I'm second guessing my whole re-ranking.
Well, there's been a lot of controversy this week.
Tell me about Prince. Innovation 10 here, Bowie?
Nah, that kind of makes sense. It's all high, actually.
10?
What were we thinking?
I think 9.
Like, what are we doing here?
Is
this a bad?
90,
this was
90s fucking high.
It's too high.
Yeah.
What
you know
were
what?
we
I'm going to go ahead and say right now. Sorry, everyone.
Wow.
Watch this.
Okay.
I'm wiping this whole ranking off the board, and we're starting from scratch on David Bowie. You can see what I'm doing right now. I'm crossing. I saw you do it. I'm crossing the whole ranking off the board.
It's gone.
Here, okay,
it's gone.
I won't stand for it.
We didn't get any blowback
also,
from it.
Also, this kind of re-ranking. I'm talking about his like alien.
Yeah.
Taking. I'm the re-ranking of this. I'm lost. I need to start again.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
And he might get a higher score. I don't know.
I think that I made a real concerted effort. I think I'm gonna.
It was me.
Listen, I'm gonna be quite honest with you.
I'll take blame for this.
When it comes to ranking, I rely on you and your brain and your musical knowledge, because truly, and I'll say this right now, I'm not scared to say it. I think that you know a lot more about the kind of minutia of classic rock than me. So in these moments, like I know David's music quite well. Very well, I would say, actually. But there are times in which we rank people where, like, I feel like you know a lot more about them. And I think I kind of, I toe the line a little bit.
Yeah.
Ranking Prince the other day without you was very hard for me to rank alone.
I just want to tell you this.
I was feeling the pressure.
Ranking without you at all is really hard.
Well, I got a lot of blowback. Because people get heated, dude. I got a lot of blowback.
People get heated, and they're like, well, is it, they're kind of like, is it the universal opinion or is it my opinion? And, when you try to kind of debate, which is part of ranking.
Yeah. It was very difficult. With Jeff, he was really good at it because he's a big Prince fan. But there was also these moments where I was like, I don't remember the score. I don't remember how it broke down. But I remember, actually, you know what?
Well, Jeff was ranking with you, right?
Yes. I'm just going to actually go through this one.
How did you do this? In the back of the van?
100%.
With the Zoom?
100%.
Amazing.
I just want to go through this real quick here because there was someone.
There was
someone
named Prince.
No, there was someone who... Oh, yeah. Lawrence Andrist. I wanted to give you a little kind of taste of this because you don't have access to our Patreon.
No.
I don't remember what your rankings were for the band. You have them written down?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Lawrence Andrist, thank you, first of all, for being a patron.
Okay.
And also, he wrote, here's what rankings I give the band.
Okay.
For what it's worth. I don't know if he was intentionally quoting Stephen Stills there.
Lawrence, when you get the card, write it up, post it, send it to us.
Levon, 65.
Wow. 64.
Okay. Rick, 59.
58.
Richard, 32.
Wow. I mean, he got a 45 here. That was pretty fucking low.
Robbie, 51.
Wow. 66.
Wow. Garth, 40.
44. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much for sending those in. Worth talking about.
The only thing I say about that is that thank you, but there's only one man that I trust when it comes to ranking the band, and that's Mike Kamaschuk. I just listened to him, basically.
Yeah.
And he was quite satisfied with the scores.
So
we got our first aggregate score, hey? We did the band themselves got a 55.4.
There was a couple of people who actually, no, I don't want to pump your tires too much, who were like, it was a great, like, never laughed that hard in years.
He's a star.
Of course
Mike's
he's a star. It's
Yeah.
kind of the only reason we have a podcast, really.
I know.
Because, of Mike, so.
I told that story.
What was the story?
Well, just how it all started with the three of us.
Oh, like an origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. I was going to say, okay, so with Prince, because we haven't talked about this, the issue was, it seems like, and I think there could have been plenty of issues with the ranking, I refused to give Prince 10 for sex appeal.
Right.
Mostly because he's too small, and you just can't get a 10 if you're 5'2". You're just not getting one because no one's fucking you. Like,
Prince?
And yes, I know, and then we've got,
it's not a random 5'2" guy. It's Prince.
I know, but he's 5'2".
But he's Prince.
It doesn't matter. I know he dated Carmen Electra. So did Dave Navarro. He doesn't get a 10 for dating Carmen Electra.
But Prince's sex appeal is way higher than Dave Navarro.
And also, I'm saying, similarly, I'm not into the Untamed Prince where he's just wearing like Speedos with a hairy chest. I don't know if it's a good look.
I don't. What did you get? What did he get?
I gave him an 8, and I think that's very valid.
Yeah, I might have gone 9. I agree. It's not.
I
a 10.
honestly would have gone lower, and I stand by it.
Okay.
I've researched it a lot. I've done a couple of polls.
What do you say, Alex? Prince?
He's a tiny little freaky man.
A lot of people take issue with your sex appeal scores, by the way. I've talked to many other women.
I think, you know what I think? I think here's what happens. I think you say Prince, and it's like, oh, it's got to be a 10, but you need a cool head. You need to be ice cold. Yeah, but this is what happens when it comes to loads of things with these, like, obviously, these guys are like top shelf artists. We're still in like the upper echelons. He's going to be as high as anybody. I was concerned he was going to be higher than David Bowie.
That's all I was trying to say about Bowie. It's the same kind of thing that like you would think it'd be a 10.
But is it?
You know, like Blade Runner and stuff like that, where there's kind of like replicants or whatever.
Of course.
He's got this vibe that he's kind of like
replicant energy.
That he's kind of like, and he goes for it, like the man who fell from Earth kind of thing, where it's like, where he's kind of like, I'm beautiful in every way, and like have this, but there's something that's a bit.
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you?
It's that. That might not dock him a point.
Yeah.
Because he's not just pure sexy guy.
No.
Yeah.
So like really, though, when it comes down to it, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
And it is kind of like it's a little bit like it's not your fault, Good Will Hunting kind of.
Where they're doing the interviews in Blade Runner. Yeah.
Well, it's that for sure. Oh, okay. You're thinking more like
where they're asking.
They don't know they're replicants.
You see a frog walking across the road, and they're kind of like, everything's normal, but there's that one.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get it for sure. That makes sense. And you know what? I would say that's true of Prince too.
That's kind of where I'm going.
You know why? Because he's a pure artist. He's pure artifice.
So let me ask you this. Who's a 10 in sex appeal?
I don't think we've had one
I'm
yet.
having trouble even thinking of one.
Yeah. Who's just pure sex.
Because like even Jagger's like 8, 9 to me.
Also, similarly, like, is it...
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not... What's wrong with being sexy? But I know it's not... I know that, like, sex appeal doesn't equate to, like, would you have sex with them? Like, it isn't that.
No.
But it's like, I don't think
not looks either.
I'm going to say this on the record. I'm sorry if this impacts you personally, but you already know it if it does. You cannot be a 10 in sex appeal if you're 5'2". It's just not happening for me.
Okay.
As a man,
Fair
that's
enough.
not going to happen.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And also, I would say that being a Jehovah's Witness, kind of a freaky vibe, like, when it, sex appeal kind of gets impacted by that. He's an extremely fashionable man. That's different.
Music is super sexy. super sexual.
Well, I actually have an issue with that too because I think it's super sexual.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sexy. It's like, what's wrong? It's the kind, it like literally is Spinal Tap. Yeah, like is Cream as a song sexy?
Kiss is sexy.
Kiss is kind of sexy because it has like a nice kind of like, you know, like it's like it's got this kind of like sexy kind of wholesome, but also like rabid energy. But sometimes he oversells it a little bit, and you're like, I know he's like feeling himself. He finds himself sexy, but I don't know if like that is sex
weird.
Appeal.
Like, you know who like weirdly might like maybe like someone like Tom Jones is like a 10 in sex appeal.
Trunk. He's got a trunk on
and he's
him,
just
you know
kind of
I mean?
That's his thing.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like,
I mean, I think that like it's possible. Like Freddie could. I don't know what he scored, but like I feel like he's oozing it a little bit, and it comes to him honestly.
Chris Christopherson. Hey, Alex. He's sexy guy.
Yeah, but that's like a personal. Like that, we're talking. That's personal there.
Yeah, I was thinking Al Green maybe.
Al Green plays that card.
He's pretty sexy.
But I can't even tell you what he looks like. Really.
He looks good.
Well, I know he looks good, but I don't know exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
I think like Freddie strutting around in like
again
tight. No, it's all.
It's a 9.
real.
It's an 8 or a 9.
Yeah,
but exactly. I don't know if it's a 10.
Maybe there is no 10.
Maybe not. It's a tough category to score a 10.
It's a tough one.
Tough one.
Like Jagger's up there, but like what you know. Also, and it raises a question, which is a huge question.
Yeah.
Are we talking peak?
Yeah.
Jagger? Are we talking peak Prince? Are we talking peak Lennon? Are we talking peak McCartney? Are we judging this on their careers? Because Jagger's lips,
it's also
they're
like,
not there, my friend. They've got someone stole them.
Well,
he doesn't have them anymore.
It's also like, is it just like because the whole world wanted to have sex with Mick Jagger? So
he would. The whole world wants to have sex.
Well, you know,
the whole world.
Well, it might have been, but I was only willing to do it with certain people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And those certain people were most people who were at the shows.
Philosophically.
Sexually.
And psychotically. Financially satisfied.
And the way I see it, there's only one person who I think should sit atop the leaderboard here. And I know that's biased because we haven't ranked them yet. But I've thought long and hard.
Irie.
Yeah, I've thought long and hard about this.
Wagwan, man.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's Mr. Bob Marley.
Marley.
And to me, he deserves the top spot. I don't know why. I just think he deserves the top spot.
As an icon.
Yeah.
Well, it might not happen because we should do it. But I'm not sure he'll get there.
Really?
I don't think so. Motherfucker got cancer.
Yeah, he did. He got cancer. No.
Got shot.
Do you know how he died?
He had something wrong with his toe playing football.
And he refused to see a doctor.
Yeah, well, it's kind of religion and coming into it. I think,
and he literally went out and like died on tour. That's up. That'll up
but
your
religion
score.
Also like will down like grade you.
Yeah, I mean
he's a Rasta. That's not a good. It's like a cool look, but actually it's not a good look. Really,
certain categories may suffer.
Exactly
for that.
He's not going to get 90.
Sex appeal might suffer a bit for that because of some of the like they're not.
I think hangability is the issue there. I don't know if it's sex appeal. You can be like sexy, but like also like have like major sex appeal, but people are like, oh, by the way, in terms of hanging, kind of a weird dude because like
haven't you often said that the Rastafarian religion is a bit like misogynistic?
I think it. I don't think that's like, and please correct me.
I don't know much
I'm wrong,
about it.
But like, it's an extremely conservative religion.
Right.
It's
okay.
I think it's like extremely conservative, and I think that it like what that in terms of like the way in which socialization is carried out. Like, yeah, you get to smoke weed, but also it's like it's a Christian religion, ostensibly. So
I mean, misogynistic's the wrong word, maybe. Yeah,
not just trad, like super trad. Anyway, but like with weed, so it's cool.
Before if we do rank him, I just want to tell a story that the other day I needed a new patch.
I don't think they're into like gay people. It's stuff like that, you know.
Right. I needed a new patch cable for the tour.
Did you go to Long and McQuaid?
I went to Long and McQuaid, and I went in, and I just want everybody to know, this is really quick. I chose a Fender patch cable.
Mistake there.
And then I got home, and I thought to myself, what the hell is wrong with me?
What are you doing?
So I didn't even take it. I thought, I'll find one down there. I'll borrow one. Didn't even take it. I got home. I went right in there today and returned it.
Wow.
And I said, direct me towards the Yorkville's cables.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And I said, tell me, the quality on these, like, is it comparable, or what are we talking about? The guy said, you know what, at the end of the day, both quality cables.
They're made by Yergers in China, so it doesn't matter either way.
Aside from the lifetime warranty Yorkville offers.
Yeah.
So thank you,
which to me
Yorkville.
is a deal breaker.
Yep. Now I am a proud owner of two 15-foot.
15?
I went 15. You think they're too short? Should I return them again?
It depends what kind of stages you're playing on.
You think 20's better?
I don't know. It depends what kind of stage you're playing on. Are you like...
Damn it.
What kind of stages are you playing on?
I don't...
Are you planning on rocking out?
Yeah.
Like, you're planning on kind of like... Is there like a moving escalator on the stage or anything?
No, like not that, but you're right.
You don't need to go radio.
With the lifetime warranty, I may be there at some point.
I think you got to project a little bit, and like you got to be
going back tomorrow.
I think you should go in. You know what I think you should do? Go in tomorrow and get a radio mic.
Yeah,
like one of those Madonna ones.
I like to move around.
One of those Madonna ones that you
mic. Okay,
yeah, mic.
I thought you meant for my amp.
Well, I mean, if we're going on the premise that you need to
radio unit,
if you need to envisage where you're going to be, where you want to be. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
I think you need to get like one of those like voguing Madonna style mics.
Yeah.
I think you need to get like a radio.
Where's Madonna
like
sex appeal? What about Madonna?
I mean, quite high.
That's got to be high.
But she also like again, it's like at peak Madonna. Yeah, like unstoppable.
Might be a 10.
But like now?
No, you can't judge it now. That's insane. Because then they'd all be like, it's got to be peak. For sex appeal.
When's Bowie's peak?
For me, it's like thin
Young
white
Americans?
Duke. Yeah. That's for me.
But like for a lot of people, it's going to be glam. You know what's interesting as well that Jeff brought up about Bowie is like, and we weren't talking about like him copying people because I think that's like an absurd kind of like music store style.
I know he's copied people, but
the music store style kind of like, yeah, you didn't want to talk to me at this bar, but I'm talking to you and I'm actually just going to speak over you kind of guy. He was like, David Bowie. These guys always have like mod pins on them and like, a tote bag of like Amoeba records or whatever. And it's like, David Bowie, he copied a lot of his.
I agree. I don't even care about the Led Zeppelin Dazed and Confused thing.
I thought it was Spirit and Stairway to Heaven. Thanks,
Alex. There's a song called Dazed and Confused by an artist, and it goes, been dazed and confused.
Well, there's also Communication Breakdown by Sabbath.
I don't care.
No.
I mean, they probably should have paid them some money, and we'll let the lawyers settle that.
Business acumen 10.
But here's what I'll say. If somebody just straight up ripped me off, I'd probably be okay with it.
Well, Adam Scott stole my song
we'll settle this in court.
So I'll settle this on this stage.
But, it happens. There's only 12 notes,
Right, yeah. Which is weird that, like, Petty and people like that go after people.
Yeah, I like disgusting. Elvis Costello's vibe when he was like, it's fine. Don't jump on it. It's like, I took something from someone. And
did he do that?
Yeah, he came out with a statement that somebody was like, some artist like had a melody that was similar to his. Right. And he's like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
where I'm at with Elvis.
Top for you.
For me.
He'd be fun to rank with you.
He's really high up
We
there.
should do Elvis Costello and Harry Nilsson.
Wait till this podcast gets into new wave, man. It's going to be really fun. I'm kind of almost ready. Like, I'm almost ready because I was listening to so much Talking Heads recently, and I was just like, God, it's going to be so fun when we can reset the whole pod. Like, once we've dealt with all this classic rock stuff, we can reset it, and we can start doing like the early episodes when we do albums, but we'll be doing like speaking in tongues or true stories, weird ones even, like that. Remain in Light, good. We can do Marquee Moon.
I was thinking that.
It's going to be really
Why
good.
don't we reset and do some albums when we get to that period?
That'd be really
good,
fun. Yeah.
I'd love it.
Costello.
I'll bring back the sound bites. I'll do it all. Full reset.
Full reset.
Back to start.
Back to where we began.
And it's all right and it's coming on. We gotta get right back to where we started from.
What's that off?
I don't know. It's
just
single.
A song,
I have
isn't
the
it?
single.
Yeah, I've got a single. It's
not
good.
An album.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a good
Maxine Nightingale.
Yeah. Well,
kind of a disco one-off.
Let's rank that.
10. That song?
On a 45?
Dude, get the party started.
You try.
End the party.
Try playing that.
Try playing something after it.
Try playing that.
I'm going to play it.
Try
this Friday. You're away. I'm DJing.
Well, you know what?
I'm doing it. Not the wedding thing.
No, the wedding thing.
But I'm DJing Friday night. Coyotes.
Open stage night.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of exotic photos of me in a canoe.
They're pretty neat.
Yeah. Where are you DJing?
Lido.
The Lido Shuffle. You going to play that?
Yep.
Good. Open up with it?
Totally.
Those hi-hats panned. 2 sets of hi-hats.
That's a good vibe.
Yeah, that's actually low down for the nerds who are listening. But,
better DJ
song. Steve Picaro.
I don't know if we have
it.
silk degrees here.
I've got it at home. I'll bring it over. I'm leaving at 5 tomorrow.
I like that energy where you're like, I've got it home, bring it over. I'm like, good, go get it now.
Yeah, it costs $1.
Great.
That's $1 record. That's a great dollar bin
100%.
record. Silk Degrees.
100%.
I saw Dukes of September. I went to see Boz Scaggs, Michael McDonald, and Donald Fagen play at the Orpheum. Yeah, that's right. I went to see them play a little 3-piece with a band. It was amazing. And
Donald Fagen, Michael McDonald, and Boz Scaggs.
Yeah, they had a 3-piece band called the Dukes of September. I went to see them.
Coke budget on that tour must have been through the roof.
Exactly. And you know what? You know who ranked highest?
Who?
Skaggs.
He's a pro, dude.
It was
ripping
surprising.
Guitarist.
Also, weirdly, and we've covered this before, grew up with Steve Miller.
You know what?
What the hell's going on there?
I'd love to just... Can we just start ranking guys like that?
Yes.
I'm sick of these rock stars. I want to rank Boz Scaggs.
Let's rank him right now.
Nice.
Rank him.
Forget Bob Marley. We'll get to that.
Well, Boz Scaggs. Similar. Let's rank Boz Scaggs right now.
Boz Scaggs? You got it.
Name 10.
That's probably fits into business acumen.
Well, I think it's really important, like this podcast, and I just want to say this for everyone listening, it's listenership is through the roof right now. Maybe this has something to do with the fact that ranking, it's a rule of 3. It was funny at first, then it gets really annoying, and now it's like ecstatic truth. Or maybe it has something to do with the fact with I put David Bowie's name in like the title of the episode and people click on it as opposed to having an episode called like Johnny and James are a little banged up.
Right.
Maybe that's all it is. It's kind of a hashtag scenario. I don't know. But we'll see because this one's going to be called Boz Scaggs and we'll see how that works out for us.
Well, should we do Bob Marley then and just get the biggest episode we've ever gotten?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because that's better.
Let's see, and then secretly we'll just... How about this? How about we rank Boz Scaggs, but we just call it Bob Marley? Let's do that.
That's really funny.
Let's do that.
You want to do
Let's
that?
rank Boz Scaggs, but I'm going to call this Ranking Bob Marley.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do
Sounds
that.
good.
Yeah.
And then...
And on Sunday, we'll rank Bob Marley.
Then we promise we'll rank Bob Marley for Sunday. Okay?
I also wanted to rank the Strat Dynasty.
Oh, I blew it on my ranking sheet.
It's so funny that we just have pieces of paper.
Ranking sheet.
I know. Well,
that's the only reason I'm making it for myself. Okay. Just kidding. It's for you guys. Boz Scaggs.
It's a piece of paper.
Hangability.
Probably quite high.
Great.
Seems like a good time.
I have a picture of my Aunt Deanna wearing his hat backstage. Having a great time.
10.
Yeah. No, not 10.
Well, I know. Deanna sounds cool.
She is cool. She
10
did
then.
say he was a great hang and mentioned also, remember the story I told her where she found out that like after the show, he like hung out in a boat for like 2 days in Victoria and was like...
He's a boat guy. It's yacht rock. He was living yacht rock. Everyone knows that's one of the best times of all time.
I'm going 8. That's fine. It's not a 10.
What is a better hang?
Don't know him, though.
You've got personal testimony.
Yeah, that it's an 8.
If it pleases the court, we have personal testimony on this.
I'm going to go 8.
Yeah.
Technical ability.
Well, he's a great
rips
singer.
on guitar and piano.
Yeah.
And a great singer.
He's a great singer. Blue-eyed soul.
Yeah. He's he's high in technical.
I would say, like,
7,
other
8?
than Bobby Caldwell, he's probably the most blue-eyed of all the soul.
Oh, Bobby Charles?
No, Bobby Caldwell.
Bobby Charles is too high, too, for that.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bobby Caldwell's top. My Flame? Come on.
I'm gonna go technical
7 or 8.
7.
Well, I mean, if you're hanging
naturals,
around,
naturals a bit lower.
If you're hanging around with the powerhouse of Toto,
it's an 8. It's an 8. He can play.
Think about who he's playing with. Yeah. Chops. He's hanging around with Toto. He's got Picaro. Rest in peace.
It's Chops.
His body's not even cold.
He's in the Steely Dan
Pantheon
vibe, and they're only in it for the technical.
They're only in it for Chops. If he's playing on those records, he's literally touring with Fagan and McDonald.
That's high for Chops.
It's all Chops.
I'm going 8. But he's a singer, though. He's not a. He's the singer. He's not like technical. Nah, it's an 8. 8 feels good.
These are the kind of guys who write songs. They meet Rosanna Arquette, they fall in love with her, and they're like, we all need to get together, crunch the numbers, and figure out how to write a song so we can win her back as a band.
Yeah.
Let's put our New Balances on. Let's put our steam pressed jeans on and really get down to work. And I think he's there with them. And they're on boats. He's high.
8's good for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. I just want him to go higher than David Bowie.
Natural is low.
It's pretty low, yeah.
4.
I guess, just for showing up, really.
Yeah. Live performance. I heard he put on a good show.
Well, I saw him.
Yeah,
and he's like...
He was the top.
Mid-70s, and he outperformed McDonald and Fagan. And I'll tell you this. McDonald, when we saw him, one-trick pony.
Yeah.
One-trick pony. He just had this one... He has the voice.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's fake, like when you see him play live. And he has this one run he kept doing. Fagan, it was just coked up and out of it.
Yeah, he
Skaggs, front center. He was the lead singer.
Yeah, he's great. And I've heard the show is great.
Yeah, it's up there for me. I'd say the best shows I've seen in order at the Orpheum would be Dukes of September 1, 2, me and you when we saw Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
I'd say that was second.
Should rank her soon.
Well, I mean, it'd be hard for you to do in front of Alex.
It would, yeah. Natural ability. Oh, sorry, we did natural. Live performance. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, sure. Fuck. He's more of a recording artist.
Sex appeal.
5.
5.
Just a guy, isn't he?
Yeah. 5. Fashion.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like your whole look.
Yeah, he's got a good look. Let me check him out.
Skaggs?
Yeah. I think he had some good looks.
He's pretty, like a lot of linen. Loose kind of linen, I'd say.
Boz Skaggs.
Peak fashion, yeah.
Peak fashion. Yeah. It's got some kind of... It's a lot of like kind of suits with the pop collar.
Yeah, it's
vibe.
kind of like post Saturday night.
Pretty good. Yeah. Leather jacket.
That's interesting.
Nice turtleneck here.
Yeah. I would say, like, also get him on a boat, and then you get to really see what he's able to do.
Nice white linens here, yeah.
A lot of linen, a lot of free-flowing stuff, kind of talking like Gandhi.
It's kind of either linen or leather.
Approach, maybe a little bit of Mandela in there, the Mandela effect with some of those linens.
Not great. 6.
Bad hats?
Yeah. 6 feels good.
6 is fine.
Business acumen.
I mean... He's still got something, I guess. He never really did anything, and he's managed to be relevant.
That was a big record.
I guess so.
One album.
But he also was around for like 10 years prior. Yeah. Like just kind of swimming around in the B list. Silk Degrees was big. Also, like it's tough because it's not that good.
The whole album's not that good.
No, it's a Glass Houses kind of approach.
But I think he
has Lido Shuffles on it, Lowdowns on it, right?
Yeah. It's hard to rank these kinds of guys.
That's perfect. That's why.
Maybe he's like a 6.
Sure, that feels great. I mean, he's still playing.
Yeah, no, he did well. Like, he had hits.
He's managed to He's clearly not as talented as Michael McDonald or Donald Fagen. Yeah. And he's managed to like front a band with the two of them.
Yeah. Innovation, low.
Super low.
2.
Yacht Rock, though.
Yeah, he's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
It's a movement.
Yeah. 2.
Hey, can you name any...
I can't name any other albums.
Any Minneapolis funk bands other than Prince?
Minneapolis? I don't think so.
Where would you say innovation-wise he is?
Prince?
Yeah.
10.
Think about it. Is he the start of his own lineage? Is he a Beatle?
He's very original.
Is he a Beatle?
No, but he's only the only
Elvis?
Prince. I've been thinking about this, and that's influence. I think innovation and influence are different.
Okay.
Because he's super innovative in his own world. Doesn't mean he had to spawn something. He's the only Prince.
Sure.
Like, that's super innovative. But influence is kind of different.
Right. Are you suggesting there's a category there?
I'm suggesting that like influence should play into his innovation score. Perhaps it plays into legacy, yes. Yes. And innovation. So maybe it's not a 10 because he wasn't super like, how am I saying Prince wasn't influential? I mean, he is, but I know what you mean.
I also want to make a big shout out here to Will Brown, who edited their pledge on Patreon from $5 to $10.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say regarding that pad you like,
yes,
because that's going to be a pricey mail out.
Yeah.
You know, let's just say if people up to like the $20 Patreon, they can get one of those pads.
Yeah, you know? I'll give you a pad. I'll hand draw it.
I'll get you a pad by 3:00 tomorrow.
Lucas, really great patron, by the way. Mm-hmm. Super involved, super vocal, says Prince's sex appeal should be a 10. The weird thing that he does that I mentioned, which is just kind of like being into himself and being Prince, is his whole vibe. Mm-hmm. And he got the hottest girlfriends of his time doing that. So I like this guy a lot, and I like it that he's one of my favorite patrons. Yeah. I'll say that on the record. But I don't agree.
Well, we'll have to.
I don't think that dating Kim Basinger and Carmen Electra necessarily guarantees you a 10.
Me neither.
Yeah,
that would mean like Serge Gainsbourg would be like an 11.
He's an 11 for sure.
For sex appeal,
he's 10. He might be 10.
Yeah. Also short.
Was
not
he?
A traditionally attractive man.
No, but je t'aime moi non plus, this kind of like...
Well, you could argue that Prince had that same kind of thing.
He's not 5'2".
He's short. So he's shorter than all the women. Jane Birkin, in every photo.
Yeah.
Probably 5'6".
I mean, Mick's small, isn't he?
Yeah. Mick.
Anyway, we got more
Endurance,
important things.
Boz Skaggs.
I mean, he's still playing.
Is he? Right now?
I saw him a couple of years ago playing with Fagan. Walter Becker, he's got an avocado farm.
Yeah, but he didn't. That's only because he killed someone.
He killed two or three people.
Legacy's way down for Becker.
It's low.
Endurance, though, like, he wasn't really like, he's probably, Boz Skaggs seems like the kind of guy to me who like had like a winery or something. Like Skaggs he's not like
he's kind of
like
wine.
He's not like making albums. It's not like Endurance.
No, he's wine music.
He's like no. But you know what I mean? Where he's like hanging out, and Michael McDonald and Donald Fagen are like, "Hey, you want to do a tour?" And he's like, "Sure, that sounds fun."
Gainsbourg is 5'11".
Oh,
what the hell is wrong with you?
Huh?
Birkin's probably just massive.
Maybe she's tall.
She's
thinking of that one photo of them coming out of the club.
She's 5'8". She's just probably wearing fucking heels.
Heels, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, endurance, it's not whatever.
Listen, if you're working for Hermes, you're going to put heels on. You know what I mean? You got scarves, bags.
Serge Gainsbourg's high for sex appeal.
It's his whole shtick.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyone
Alex,
who can
Serge sex appeal?
Yeah,
10?
It's really high. He might not be 10, but it's his whole fucking vibe.
Pablo Picasso.
He's not 10.
What's the song about him? He was only 5'5", but girls could not resist his stare.
Yeah, he did do well for himself.
Endurance. I don't know.
Skaggs?
6 or 5
he's still
or 6.
playing. He's like in his mid-70s.
Yeah, but he's not still playing. He's not like on the road all the time.
Also, like right now, we should talk about like seriously get well soon Steven Tyler in terms of endurance.
Oh my God.
Because that's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
our boy Steven Tyler,
he's relapsed
at 78 or something.
I mean, amazing.
Better that than dying.
What a guy!
I mean this
for sure.
Better that than going the petty route or the Prince route. When we're talking about it, in all seriousness, if you have the ability to acknowledge that addiction is taking over your lives, and we know it's a goddamn impossible way of life on the road. Mm-hmm. Like, good for Steven Tyler and his community for recognizing that he needs to take time off to sort this kind of stuff out.
Canceled a few shows, though, didn't he?
It's better than fucking dying.
It is, but
in terms of your endurance score,
still canceled the shows.
I think that weirdly, in this kind of strange world that we've created, canceling a couple of shows
that's all right.
Compared to dying, because weirdly you get judged more for dying.
I've decided it depends on the death.
Okay, the style.
Yeah, if you're murdered, I think it's hard.
How about Hathaway?
How did he die?
He kind of like psychotically fell out of a hotel window because he was closeted.
Accidental death.
I think it was psychotic.
That'll hurt your score.
I think it was psychotic.
That'll hurt your score.
I think it was psychosis.
But like Lemmy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking Dimebag Darrell.
Dimebag Darrell, yeah.
How somebody like got up on stage and shot
higher score.
High.
Yeah.
He's
higher
rocking.
Score, yeah.
But you can't control that.
No, you can't control that.
Yeah. Lennon, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have to take that back.
You really do?
Well, yeah, it doesn't hurt him that the guy killed him.
No, it's kind of maybe
Kurt
he needs
Cobain,
higher
though?
score.
Sorry, that's low.
Letting your wife kill you? Oh, sorry. You mean? Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Endurance, Boz Skaggs. He's not out rocking every day. It's 5. He's having a chill life, playing when he wants.
That's a sick look.
Yeah, it does, but it's not like endurance. He's not like pushing himself to the limits.
I wonder when he last released a record. Can I look it up?
That's Legacy, which is also like
no,
a
I'm just
5.
like really interested in like when he like Boz Skaggs last release. Like who's can you imagine the kind of people who are like excited for a new Boz Skaggs album? You know, Boz has a new.
Yeah,
probably doing covers, jazz covers.
2 of them are my aunts
doing jazz covers. He's 77.
He's
pretty
a jazzy guy. Technical, yeah, 8's good.
I want to look up what's going on. Later career, quite a small part of his Wikipedia. Could we get a discography? Let's have a look here when he last put a record out. This just you couldn't write this stuff.
What is it?
His last 2 records. So you got like 2013 his record Memphis.
Nice.
Yeah. And then 2018 Out of the Blues.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he's a bluesy guy.
Let's look it up. It's his 19th album.
What year was that?
All classics.
What year
Standards, 2018.
Easy. 5 years after the one before?
Yeah. It's part of a trilogy that began with Memphis, which is, he's just doing covers. It's all covers.
Endurance, dude, I'm going lower than 5.
He's on a made-up record label. Yeah, it's all made up. He's on the same record label as Dr. John and Little Feat.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Endurance,
fake,
4.
Isn't it?
4.
He does covers on Out of the Blues of Neil Young. Let's see what cover he did of Neil Young. This could change things.
Not really.
He got a critical reception 10. in Elmore magazine. Let's have a look.
Not
at
a
this
real
magazine.
magazine.
Founded by Arnie Goodman, and its motto is "Saving American Music." Sounds like our podcast, frankly. Let's look at what cover he did.
This Boz Scaggs ranking's really taking the wind out of my sails here.
This is interesting, though. On
Wow.
this, this is going to change.
I hope the listeners.
This will change your opinion.
Okay.
There's a lot of weird stuff on this cover record, but he covered "On the Beach" by Neil Young.
I could see that.
That's sick.
I could see him doing a nice version of that.
I'm going to listen to that.
Yeah.
I would actually suggest everyone takes a listen. Very interesting.
Give me a legacy score so I can add it up.
Like 5 or something. 4.
Legacy?
2?
4?
I don't know. I actually don't care, really.
I know. 4. Okay, I'm going to add it up.
Keltner played drums on this record. It's so funny. Keltner's on it. We got Ray Parker Jr. Listen to this.
The guy who did Ghostbusters?
Yeah, he's on it. He plays guitars on it. This is it. He's got Ray Parker Jr., Jim Keltner. What about these scenes are crazy. He's got Charles Sexton, who's been in Bob Dylan's backing band for about 40 years.
He got a 54.
That's pretty high.
It's higher than some of the band
Listen
members.
to this. This is a guy, Ricky Fattar, played drums when Keltner wasn't available.
I've heard of him.
Famous for playing not as a drummer, as being an actor in the Rutles.
Yeah, that's how I know his name.
Yeah.
He played John, I think.
Yeah, so he's famous for that. What a great band, actually. Great. Actually, hangability up for me.
Well, he got an 8.
It's pretty good. I mean, he sounds like he's got a good team.
That's his highest score, and technical. Let me just get this straight. So this episode's going to be called "We Rank Bob Marley,"
and we'll rank him next time.
And we're going to rank him tomorrow.
Yeah, for the patrons.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds
okay,
perfect.
we're good.
All right.
Okay, peace.